Lori Kutsch. Welcome back to the Makers with Heart monthly video collaboration. This month, we have decided to pick a project from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 6. I don't have mine in a binder yet, but I use one of our Everyday Life binders and just put a couple of these in each one. So I need to order one of those, but these fit perfectly in there, and then they're just at my fingertips and I can flip through them quickly. So here's what these are. They're just idea books, and so they show you the layout and what page it's on here in black and white in the index. And then what happens is you get the color layout in a couple different ways. And then on this side, let me move it over a little bit. On this side, you get the instructions on how to cut everything and where to place it. So there's quite a few in here. I can just flip through a couple of pages. A lot of really cute ideas that I will end up using. But, so in the front we have some layouts. I'm just clunking through, taking a bunch of pages at a time so you can see some of these. Then we have cards in the back. So a bunch of cards, like I love this one. I think these little snowflakes are super cute, but I'm not doing that one. The one I'm going to do is on page 53, and it's these little banners, like you dovetail them in a simple stamp. So I'm going to do something similar to this, not exact, but I'm just using scraps. So this is a way to use your scraps. And if you're like me, you have tons and tons of scraps. I have so many scraps. So I'm going to be using leftover paper from the Good Life. Can't remember if it was the card making workshop or the scrapbooking workshop, but either way, there was leftovers. I'm going to use them here on this, and the paper pack is still available. I'm going to also be using a Design Elements stamp. That's D2196. And then a stamp from the Good Life Stamp and Thin Cut. We're going to use that as well. So let's get started. I'm going to set this off to the side. So the first piece, it tells me, is piece A. So let me grab my scraps. So these are my scraps that I just have left over from that kit. And get my trimmer. And so it says piece A, we're going to cut at 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to see, so I have 3 3/4 and 1 3/4. And I turned it because this one, I wanted this. It looks like it has a little more texture to it than this piece of it that was a little more barren. So I'm using this one. And then piece B is my other big piece. That one is going to be 3 inches by 1 3/4. If you're not familiar with the Makers with Heart, we're just a group of close to my heart consultants, and every month we pick something, like use a project from the Makers with Heart Volume 6, and we all create something, and it just shows a bunch of different ways because we all have different creative styles. And this month we have a guest. We have a guest maker with us, and I totally left my notes out in the living room, but I will put a link to her page, and I am so sorry. Please do not let that be a reflection of me. It's been a week, but I will put a link to her page below, and be sure and watch all the other videos in this grouping. They will be in my my playlist called Makers with Heart. So be sure and watch them all. Like I said, we have complete different designing styles, and hopefully one of them or more of them will work for you. So number C is 1.5 by 2 3/4. One and a half. And then D is 2 3/8 by 1 3/8. Oh, I have to count. 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's the big lines. So 2 3/8. 1, 2, 3. By 1 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Measurements and directions are not easy for me. So don't feel alone if you are measurement challenged like me. And E is 2.5 by 1 1/4. 2.5. What did I just do? Oh, 1 1/4. And I think I did that wrong. So I think I want, let me think this through, because I want my stripes to go this way. So I want that to be my 2.5. So we're going to cut it this way. And then this will be the 1 1/4. Pay attention to your stripes. Okay. And then we need a piece of black at 4 1/4 by 1/4. So this is going to be wide enough. So I'm just going to cut this, cut a 1/4 inch strip. Again, just a scrap. Took it out of my scrap bin. By 4 1/4. I don't think I got that very straight. Let's try cutting that again. So 1/4. Yeah, I didn't have it very straight at all. Better. And then 4 1/4. Did I just do that wrong? Nope. Okay. So I'm done with that. So then it's just assembly, which is really easy. I have my card base here. These, we sell these. They're 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I believe that to be a 4 size. I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me. So we're going to start with piece A. So I'm going to take these, put them upside down. We need to dovetail them. So I'm just going to cut up the center. And then you just cut from the corner to the top of your cut. And this one, I'm going to grab my T-square here. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on my mat. Maybe. Is this going to work for me? No, it's not. Of course it's not. Why would it? Okay, put a little bit of here. And then I can take this right off the back of my card when I'm done, if any residual is there. but this will help me get the measurements where they need to be. Okay, so this one says 1/8 in. Okay, we've already discovered I am measurement challenged. So we're not going to get the 1/8 correct. But I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back of here. I can do the up and down. So it is 1 3/4 inches down from the top of this. So I am going to how do I want to do this? I am completely measurement challenged, and you guys can see that. So I'm trying to see when I'm coming at it this way, and it doesn't line up right, but it would give me a straight line. So I'm going to actually just take this piece off, because see, it's just magnet. It just sits on there if you can get it on correctly. And so that works when you're doing a page, but I want to use the little measurement that's on here. And it starts here, 1, 2, 3, and then here you have your 1, 2, and 3. So I want, what did I say? 1 3/4. So I'm going to just kind of come over here so I can see where, from here to here is 1 3/4. And then I have my piece, and I'm going to just come in and eyeball this at 1/8, because face it, I'm not going to measure out 1/8. Didn't get that right. Oh, you know why? Bear with me. I'm going to bring it up to about 1.5. I want to have more measurement at the bottom, and the 1 3/4 is the bottom of the piece is going to go across the top. So I want to have a little more space here at the bottom. And then our next piece is our 1 1/4 by 3. That's this one. Need to dovetail this as well. Sorry, I won't be so discombobulated on all of them, I promise. Now I'm going to stick some adhesive on this. And now I want to kind of keep this lined up this way now. So I'm going to put this across. I'm right on the line here on my mat. I'm going to just bring it in, eyeball at it, what I did on the other side for the 1/8. And now I can just kind of eyeball the rest of these. So C goes on here. And I already know who this card is going to. It's going in the mail tomorrow, actually. So if you're watching this and you have recently placed an order on my website, this could be yours. So I'm going to line C up here in the middle. And then we have D. Now remember, this is just cardstock. Remember, our cardstock is double-sided. We have a dark side and a light side. So I'm going to dovetail it, and then I'm going to check out which side I want to use. And I may actually put this on the other side, because this is supposed to go over here, and I may want it over here. I think I do want it. I don't want the blue on the blue. But stripes and pattern Okay, we're going to keep it where it belongs. And this one goes right about here. And then we dovetail this one. And this one goes right here. Then the instructions, let me show you. The instructions only show this piece right here, okay? But the picture, they've got some shimmer trim in here, and I like the shimmer trim. So I'm going to use some of our gold shimmer trim. It's kind of not around anymore, but if you have some in your stash, pull it out and give it a go, because I pulled this out of my stash. Okay, I like to keep the tail, which allows it easy to peel and get started. So I'm going to overlap it just a little on each side. Well, not this side because I can trim this one, but I overlapped it on the other side, which allows me to make sure I get it straight. And then I still have my tail. I'll trim that later, so it doesn't need to be that long. And then I'll just trim this piece. Careful not to cut your card. And then we have our black piece of border. And I don't see my liquid glass sitting here, so I'm going to just grab some of this glue. Had a pen in my mouth, couldn't talk. And grab my tweezers so I don't get glue all over me. And I'm going to place that right over the top of part of this strip. Now, I should have actually stamped this prior, and I didn't because I didn't know how much room I was going to have. And this stamp is actually bigger than the area I'm going to be stamping, and that's okay because it'll just flow off the top. But I just have to be careful not to get my block on here or it's not going to stamp correctly. So, find a block. Is this one going to be the right size? This will work fine. So the colors I'm using are toffee and mocha. So I'm going to stamp this little design element in toffee. Because I didn't want anything too terribly dark. Now, I don't know if you can see, but like this part down here is a little more jagged and rough than this up here. So this is the part I'm going to have hang off the top. Sorry if my head's in the way. Yay! And then I'm going to stamp what one? Thinking of You in the mocha. And now looking at this toffee, it's a little darker than what I wanted. I should have done second gen stamp. So like stamped it on scratch paper and then stamped it. So it would have been a little bit lighter, but I think it's still going to be okay. So there it is. There is the stamp or the card out of the Makers with Heart Volume 6. Let me get these out of the way. Kind of feel like it needs a little more bling. Oh, it does. It does need something. Hold on. Gotta find my pen. I have been having workshops and now everything is a mess. A big mess. Not that one. I will just grab one of my Cricut pens. It will work fine. Yep. So I'm going to just grab one of my fine tip pens from my Cricut. And they made lines. Down the sides to kind of frame it. Some people will use a ruler. I like the not perfect straight. It's up to you. It's all personal choice. Like I totally just went wonky right there. And then I'm going to go up to my stamp and then on the other side of it. What else could it need? I think, and if I can find them, it needs a little bit of bling. And there's no guarantee I'm going to find them here. Oh, look, there they are. So I'm going to put, well, that went to fly. Where'd it go? I'm not good at using tweezers for things. I'm going to just put a couple little ones on here. Nothing too over the top. Maybe one more up here. Okay, there it is. What do you think? Be sure and check out the other video. Oh, I got ink inside, so I'm going to have to stamp something there. But be sure and check out the other Makers with Heart videos. See what you think of their videos. And leave us a comment. If you have not yet, click subscribe. Please do that as well. Have a wonderful evening, and thanks for watching.